Hi, hello, welcome. My name is Bethany. This is my channel where I talk about my knits and any other bits that I feel like. And I feel like this one is both knits and bits related. Because I want to do a video about my favorite Summerly Knits sock patterns. When she came out with merch, you can see here, this is one of the t-shirts, and I could not resist this t-shirt. I know you can't see the bottom, and I'm not going to get up. Hopefully I can pop a picture up and link it in the description. But at the bottom, this is her sort of like made up to look like a saint. And at the bottom, it says patron saint of socks. And I was just like, yes, this is hysterical. I love this. She has a sense of humor about it too. And it's just like, yes, I had to do it. Because I do love her patterns. I don't necessarily agree that she's the patron saint of socks, but I do think it's funny. I know everybody has their own favorite sock knitting, like their designer that they really love, the patterns that they really love, and Summerly might not be for you. She might be too colorful. She might do too much color work. Whatever it is, I know she's maybe not everyone's cup of tea. So too are we all. But I really like her patterns, and I am going to go through my top 5 Summerly Knits patterns. Disclaimer, I have not knit all her patterns. Well, I'd actually love to meet the person who has knit every single one. That's not her. So take it with a grain of salt. What I did was I went through my projects and I had a look at what designs of hers I have knit multiple times and narrowed that down to like a top 5. I'm not ranking these per se. I'm just going by the number of times I have knit a pattern. And I'm going to go from like most to least, basically. So let's get right into it. There is technically a tie for first. There is the Daily Socks and the I'm So Basic sock pattern. Let's start with the I'm So Basic. That's a free pattern, and if you are looking to knit your very first sock, I think it's a great pattern. It's not the one that I learned to knit socks on, because I learned to knit socks from a Kate Atherley pattern. I'll link it down in this description because it's a very good one as well. But Summer's pattern has great description, lots of photos. So if you're a visual person or if you learn by reading, both are great. She also has tutorials on her channel, which I think link up with that particular pattern. So I think it's actually a great way to learn how to knit a sock. So I would recommend that one as a learning tool. And I have knit this pattern. It's a great basic pattern to knit a vanilla sock. So I have knit this full length. I've also knit it short as an ankle sock before she came out with some of her shorty patterns, or before I purchased them. And I highly recommend that pattern. I love the Daily Sock because I do love a textured sock, and I find the texture of the Daily Sock to be really satisfying to knit, and it looks great. I find it looks good. It looks really good on solids, but I think I've done it on using variegated yarn as well. If I have, I'll pop a picture up. Probably here. I really like it. That one I have also knit full length numerous times, and I've also knit it short. I actually really like it short as well. I think it looks really cute. Well, you know me, like shorty socks forever. Mostly because they're kind of an instant gratification, and you still get a pair of socks at the end of it. But I also just like the fit of a shorty sock. So both of those patterns I have knit 7 times, probably more. Honestly, the I'm So Basic, I've probably knit it more than that. I just haven't recorded how many times I've used it, because, you know, I don't actually record everything that I knit on my Ravelry page. I go through cycles where I'm really good about keeping up with it, and sometimes I'm not so good. And I also think that not everything needs to be documented, right? You know, if it gets in the way of you doing your hobby, you don't really need to do it. But yeah, 7 pairs each, at least, that have been recorded on my Ravelry page, which you can find linked below. And so the next Summerly pattern that I have knit the most is the Weekend Shorty Sock. This is also a great pattern to really get you used to the anatomy of a sock in a short version because the way these are color blocked, each part of the sock is essentially a different color, right? The cuff is a different color to the leg, to the heel, the foot, and the toe. So I think it's a great way, to use up scraps. If you're cool with non-matching socks, this is wonderful. Or like using, like if you need to use something up, you could use the same color in like both socks, but not in the same place, so they still look coordinated, but they don't match. I think that would be super fun, actually. And I have knit this like one solid color, just knitting a shorty sock. I have done the color block thing. I've also done other things where I've put stripes in, just trying to use up little bits. And I have knit this 5 times. Nope. I've knit this 6 times that have been, again, with the caveat of that have been recorded, because I think this is another pattern where I have knit it so often that I have essentially forgot that that's the pattern I'm using because it's kind of in here now. I very rarely need to actually pull up that pattern unless I'm knitting a different size to the one I'm used to knitting. And then I have to like look up the numbers and what have you. So yeah, love that pattern. Again, I think it's a great learning tool. It's not as and I mean this in the best way, it's not as hand-holdy as I'm So Basic, but theoretically you could start with I'm So Basic and then move to the shorty sock, and it would be like a great like sort of leveling up of your skills. You're just shortening everything down, you're changing colors more often. I think it's great. The next design that I have knit the most is a one of her pattern sets. It is the Hello Sailor sock set, and that one comes with, I believe, 3 or 4 patterns in it. I don't remember how many. I will correct myself if I'm incorrect, but I have knit out of that set. I have knit the Broken Rope socks, I have knit the Guernsey or Gainsey sock, and I have knit the Scattered Pearls sock. And so that I have knit from that set of patterns 4 times, and they're great. I really love the Broken Rope design. I've knit that twice, and I've knit the Gainsey and the Scattered Pearls once each. Scattered Pearls is cool too because it's kind of textury without being heavily textured, and it's just knits and pearls. It's not super fancy, no cables, no other kind of textury stitches, and not a long pattern repeat to remember. So those are great. I do like that sock set a lot because I do like a textured sock, but also a simply textured sock. So the Broken Rope is like a broken rib kind of pattern, and I really like that. So that's a great one as well. Last but not least is the Colorwork Cuff Club, and in case you don't know, Summerly has released a second volume of the, she's calling it the Cuff Club this time around because it's not just colorwork with this new volume 2, and I'm really excited. That has quite literally just come out. I don't know if her discount is still going at the time of recording, but I will link the volume 2 down below. So if her promotion, introductory promotion is still on, grab it. But even if it's at the regular price, I honestly highly recommend purchasing either volume 1 or volume 2 because you get 12 patterns, sometimes more. She sometimes does double the charts for a particular month, not every month, but you basically end up with more than 12 patterns once the year is up. So from, August to July, you're gonna get a pattern every month, like a chart every month, and I think it's great. I have not knit the full complement in volume 1. I think I've knit, well, let's see. It's, according to my stats, I have knit 4 out of the 12, but I actually think that I just double knit, like, I knit one of the charts 2 times. So I think I've only actually knit 3 designs out of volume 1. But I am going to make it a thing to eventually have knit a pair of socks out of volume 1, and the same thing with volume 2, even though volume 2 has only just come out. I'm very excited to cast on the August chart for volume 2, because like I said, it's not just color work. She's also doing interesting textural or design things in the actual cuff of the sock. It is August has a color work chart, and it also has a mini cable chart for the actual cuff, and I'm going to try doing the mini cable part. Mostly because I'm not feeling color work at the moment. I would like to knit with one color at a time at the moment. But let's go back to volume 1 and talk about the socks that I have knit from that one. I knit the August 2024 sock right off the hop. This is a gorgeous pattern, and I will absolutely go back and knit this one again because I have seen so many gorgeous versions of this particular sock design, which hopefully I've popped up somewhere, and love it. Love it. It definitely can feel really springtime. It can feel really bold. You can do it more subtle where the contrast is not high. Now, that's how my socks turned out, and they don't look the best, but I'm also really happy with how they turned out. So I would suggest making sure that your contrast color is very contrasty, because I think you'll be even happier with your resulting sock if you do that. The other one that I truly lost no time knitting was the October chart, which was Little Ghosts. Sad face, these ones did not fit me when I finished them. I did use the recommended needles, and that had worked out when I knit the August chart, so I thought I was fine, but I really should have checked my gauge when knitting these. But it's okay. I have a pair of sock blockers that I use as decoration, not as proper sock blockers, because they're antiques. And when Halloween comes around, I just put the socks on the sock blockers and hang them up, so they're decor. So I'm super bummed that like they don't fit me, so I can't wear them, but people still get to see them. I still get to see them because they're up on the wall. So I am planning to re-knit the October chart with a different needle size so that they do in fact like fit over my foot and I get to wear them. The other chart that I knit twice was the January chart. I think this is a really great chart if you're nervous about color work. It is a little fiddly because at some point you are managing, I believe there's only one line where you're managing 3 colors at a time, but it's not that difficult. I really like how this one looks. You get to choose 3 colors that really contrast with each other. And I'm actually really looking forward to knitting that chart again, just to use up some scraps. Because for the actual scallop, the color that follows the scallop in the design, you don't need very much at all. You could literally use like an end, like a true, like, I just have this tail, and if it's long enough, you could probably use. So that is it. Those are my top 5 at the moment, at the time of recording, Summerly sock patterns. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just thought it would be a fun thing to do. Let me know in the comments what your favorites are. Like I'm continuing to knit her different patterns, and like it'll be interesting to see as I go on if anything changes. If something else is going to become a favorite, we're gonna see, right? Also tell me, like, if Summerly is not your jam, who is your favorite sock designer? I'd love to know. Tell me who it is, tell me why, link them in the comments. I would love to have a discussion about that. Thank you so much for being here. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. And until I see you next time, I hope you're feeling safe, I hope you're feeling cozy, and I want you to keep those stitches moving.